Bobby Lee loves hot dogs.
So I think I saw him making out with a hot dog once or twice.
Yeah. Maybe every other day.
Yes.
Are we doing more?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, God.
Carlos.
It's like the one handsome picture of me.
What if we're trying to write mean things?
What are the... Yeah, I want it to be mean. Channel your Regina.
Jesus.
Welcome to another episode of SOS VHS. Today we're talking about one of the funnest movies I've seen with one of the meanest girls I've ever met. So, hey, Jessie, thank you so much for joining us. Yes.
Well, your life must be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You're not the meanest.
That's very
the
true.
meanest. Was your high school anything like Mean Girls?
No, I went to all boys private school.
Yeah, my high school was so boring compared to this movie. You know, I always kind of like romanticize a little bit the high school experience through the American movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went to high school, I was like, wait a second, nothing. You know, people look way more mature in these movies. They drive cars, they have boyfriends and girlfriends, and life is so cool. And I'm like, go to parties all the time, the house parties that they throw.
But what you're describing is still pretty normal. Like they have boyfriends, girlfriends, cars, and parties. It's like that's
what I wanted from high school. So
you could have got that though.
Didn't have any of that. No, in high school.
I had a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have a car in high school.
You didn't do that in Europe?
No, you cannot drive until you're 18.
Oh, okay. But when you're 18, anything goes.
Once you're 18, anything goes.
Interesting. Okay.
So I had to get to college to do what you guys do in high school.
Broke the law.
Yeah.
Smoked weed. Drank beer.
All of that.
I had a boyfriend.
You did everything.
Oh, yeah.
But you weren't a plastic in high school, were you?
No. I was a sexually active band geek.
Yeah. What about you, Carlos?
I was like Gretchen's boyfriend. I was just like a goofy dude with my friends. I wasn't like mean or like too cool. I was just a normal guy.
Did you ask somebody if their muffin was buttered?
See, I would have never done something like that. To me, like asking like sexual questions to the all-girls school next door, like that's fucked up and scary.
You guys know that line, and if you rewatch that moment, every time he speaks, it cuts to a different thing, so you don't see his mouth moving, because what he actually saying is like, did you have your cherry popped?
Okay.
And that question
God,
made the PG-13 rating not kosher, so they would bump the movie to an R.
I see.
So they went back, and Tina Fey was describing that doesn't mean anything, the muffin, but I guess they still come up with something that didn't mean anything.
So funny. Even like when Lindsay Lohan's walking up to the high school and there's like fire being burnt, I'm like, that's such like a funny like Tina Fey like elite comedy level writing, like just adding elements just to the walk up to the school, make it like a cartoon almost.
Yeah, I mean I love the comedy in this movie. It's the type of thing that I wish I could write. You know, it's the type of, because it's clean, it could get a little bit to the edge, but it's still pretty clean. But it's very smart. I don't know. I think Tina Fey is awesome.
This was the only thing Pink Fancy had in the studio, by the way.
You look awesome.
Scrubs and a blazer.
That was when Fancy was Sam Rothstein in Casino.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
True. Is pink not your color? You don't have a lot of pink clothes?
Well, last time we did The Matrix, you provided the costume.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm going to,
You're going to be just...
I had a long night, I get all the way over here. I didn't know I had to provide wardrobe.
We're getting cheaper here, but for some reason the fandom is going down.
I worked really hard on all the costumes, really hard. And I don't wear clothes. I'm a skeleton.
I feel like I'm in the Talking Heads.
When did you see this movie? Did you guys saw it when it came out?
Yeah.
Theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you?
This came out in 03,
Yeah. Oh, 3 or
2004, I think.
2004. Then I would have been 16.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you were in high school.
Yeah, me and my sister went to see it at the movies. Super funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, actually, what's funny is when I worked at a PR firm, they repped Lindsay Lohan, and it was like not far from this time. It was only 2007. So when I came back for Christmas one year to Houston, I brought my sister's like personally signed like Lindsay Lohan Mean Girls posters, and they still have them.
Wow. That's
I'm
so
like-
cool.
I'm like, that's pretty crazy now to like look back.
Yeah.
That's so fetch.
Yeah.
So
Stop
fun.
trying to make fetch happen.
What about you? How old were you in 2004?
13, 14,
Yeah. So is that when you start high school here? 14?
15.
Mhm.
Yeah. So did you watch it in theaters when it came out, like at 13?
I honestly
Or-
don't remember the
or-
first time I saw the movie, but I've seen it a million times since it came out.
Yeah.
It is so funny.
So funny.
Yeah, and the cast is great.
And every single person in that cast like became, a star in some way or another.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It was
I
like,
think Tim Meadows in it is just like so incredible.
yeah, but
Like-
Lizzie Kaplan, like I just see her everywhere. Obviously, Rachel McAdams. I mean, I think she did this movie and Notebook the same year,
Oh really?
which is kind of insane.
I still haven't seen that movie.
You haven't seen Notebook?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, she was,
Yeah.
very recognizable.
Yeah, of course.
After these two movies.
Yeah, like it's a famous movie.
And definitely Lindsay Lohan. I mean, I thought she was gonna be a huge star. I thought she was great in this.
Yeah.
The movie that she
She was already a
Yeah,
huge
she
star.
was a star.
she was-
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially
Parent
to
Trap.
me at 13, 14, because she did like a Parent Trap. Like I was the generation that like grew up with her.
Watching her, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like
Uh,
in love with her.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think she's awesome. And then it just kind of like,
Oh, that's who you are. I'm like, who's
Yeah.
obviously.
obviously, What,
That
you
hair
didn't see
flip was
that?
incredible, dude. That was amazing. Wow.
She knows what she's doing.
mhm. I just walk in slow motion. But yeah, I think I saw Lindsay Lohan once at an art gallery when I moved to LA, but it
that's
was
cool.
already after the whole, she got in trouble and like she was more like a controversial figure than an actress.
I saw her during that time in AA. And
Yeah.
I'll break the anonymity because she talked about it all the time on TMZ.
Yeah.
It was weird. You would go to meetings like in West Hollywood and it would be like her and like bodyguards and stuff. It was like
Yeah.
that time was such a crazy scene, like in AA. It was weird.
It's
like-
sad too
Like
because
Shia LaBeouf, follows
yeah.
people.
You see like all the. That's why I'm always like, if you're a child actor, it could be awesome, but it could also be a really hard life after.
Yeah. I feel like it took someone like Tina Fey to like alpha her in a way and like be like this good like role model in this movie or something. Cause I feel like Lindsay Lohan's at her peak of her powers in this film.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely. I think she has a couple more years of great stardom, and then it once goes down. And I think last year she made a movie for Netflix, and she signed a deal with Netflix for a few more movies that will come out in the future. So she might come back.
I
But-
saw her Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah. It's alright.
I didn't see it.
Me neither. No.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like Rachel McAdams became this huge star in doing, even with her breaks, she didn't make that many movies back to back.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, she's in a Marvel movie and she can do romantic stuff and I don't know.
hmm
And then Lizzie Kaplan too, TV and
She's
Everyone.
amazing in this too.
really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Lindsay, I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
and the guy, what's the guy's name too? He's so funny.
Daniel something.
He's-
He
Yeah.
became a comedian.
Yeah, I've been on a show with him before.
Oh,
He does stand up.
yeah.
Yeah.
How was he?
He's in the main room. It was fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he funny? I
Yeah.
haven't seen him.
He's really nice.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's this app called List App we were all on and we became friends on it. And I saw him in traffic once. It was stop traffic on Fountain, but like both our windows were rolled down. So I was like, hey, it's Carlos from List App. And that's like the last time I saw him was in traffic.
I'm scared to ask, but what is List Up?
I
It
don't
w-
know either.
It was an app that only existed for like 2 years or 3 years. And it was an app where you would make lists. And like,
Checks
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
but it was like
On the
cool. Then that was it. And like,
Okay, it
yeah,
was
but
the-
no one was on it. Really.
Okay, fair. Okay. I was just expecting something darker from you, but no, list
No.
up sounds good.
Yeah, it's not like a list of like sex trafficking.
Right. That's
something.
exactly. That's what.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
nothing
you were
like
gonna
dark
go.
like that.
Yeah.
I got recognized today.
You did?
I got star power.
Ah, that's so good. Are you becoming Regina George slowly? Are you becoming a little?
I don't
more-
know. I think it's more of like I think the Lindsay,
You're more like
rag Sturgis,
Right. Okay.
like living in that bedroom with 5 male roommates was like living in Africa.
Was it? Was that?
Oh.
I see.
Unrelatable,
Right.
wild.
Mathlete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have that moment where you look at your roommates and you saw everybody in slow motion doing the monkeys and the lion?
Spitting tobacco into the bottle
Right.
and throwing the dirty dishes on the ground.
Playing video
Ooh.
games.
Animals.
Yeah, but can I tell you this story?
Yeah.
So I did a spot last night at the store, so I was out late. And then when I got home, I noticed my dog's nail had fallen off. Like it had broken. And so you could see the nail bed.
Yeah.
Like it was bad. So
Poor thing.
I talked to the virtual vet and they were like, just get an appointment tomorrow. And I have like a corporate vet I go to and they're always so slow. And I called them and they said their next appointment, they could get it in 2 weeks. And I was like, it's going to get infected. So
Right.
I went to a different location and I got there and halfway through her telling me about the check-in process, she stops and she goes, I'm sorry, you remind me of a comedian I know. And I go, I think I might be the comedian. And she's like, Juicy? And I go, yeah. And she was so excited. And she's like, industry people come in here all the time. And she goes, you're the first one I'm excited to see. She's like, nobody else will know who you are here. So she's like, this is just my thing, but
So
I'm
it's
really
also
excited.
an ego check.
Oh, yeah.
Making sure nobody else will recognize you, but I know who you
Yeah,
are.
because I was like, no way. And then she says, I go, do you know what time I could pick her up? And she goes, you could pick her up between 3 and 5. And then I stopped because that's exactly the time we're recording right
Right.
now. And she saw me stop and she goes, do you have something you have to do? And I go, well, Fancy's got me doing his podcast. And
Again.
yeah, again. And then she goes, let me see what I could do. And I picked my dog up at 11:30.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
the VIP treatment at the
Oh,
vet.
yeah.
They gave her a pedicure. They expressed her anal glands. They did it all.
That's
Squink
good.
got star treatment.
Yeah, I've been recognized a few times, but I don't think people give me any star treatment. Like, oh, you, do you know?
That's the first time anything
Yeah.
like that has ever happened. And I
That's
was
cool.
so thankful because I was about to call out of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, vet. You did
Saved
us all a favor.
SOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got her to the
SOS.
island. She's here.
Yeah, you've been out a lot these days, like in the Regina George world. You were Lindsay maybe, but not anymore.
Top dog.
Top dog, plastic. I can see you. Plastic around.
Plastic.
Yeah.
These are plastic. But I try to stay nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think these girls are mean in a way that is kind of funny. I think the real life, I think something like her Tina Fey is like that the adults laugh at the movie, but like the teenagers usually see that it's a little too close home, that people are actually like that in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys have experiences like that where like there was this, maybe not overt bullying like today where like people are like punching each other or like, but like this type of constant like jabbing at each other, especially the girls.
Well, I went to all boys school, so I literally wouldn't even know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know about my sister's dynamic in her schools.
Interesting. Yeah.
So even like amongst like men, there were like popular guys and stuff, but like no one was really like mean.
Right.
Yeah.
Girls are mean, I think, when they're, at least in my experience, when we were younger. Like elementary school.
Mm.
That's where they would play games where it'd be like, you know, so Kim can't sit with us,
Oh,
you know, because I don't know what it would be.
right.
You know,
She's not
she
wearing
got
the
extra
right
attention
shoes.
from the teacher.
Yes.
So it's now,
Okay.
yeah. So that's when I experienced any kind of like exclusivity in like a friend group where I don't know.
So you're saying as girls grow up, they're not mean?
Yeah,
They become nice?
well, I just wanted a band.
Yes.
You're getting a lot of sass with this wig.
Right. This
I
way
know.
gives me the stuff is the, yeah. Mm-hmm. My experience is different, but I've seen...
When you were a young girl.
When I was a young girl, and not that young, I feel like the girl on girl thing is a thing. I see it, like how they are very subtle, but could be cruel.
Mm.
In like making sure that to let you know that you're not part of the cool club, or that
Yeah.
you're not accepted, or that you don't, and I see it in this movie. I say, okay, I've seen those dynamics at work and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Those dynamics I only saw really once I moved to like LA.
Right.
And I saw them like at the Comedy Store or at different jobs or something.
Yeah, me too. So,
Yeah.
especially among women. I think guys usually are
Well, I meant
more
just amongst
rude.
everyone. I was just
Yeah?
grouping them all together.
Oh.
Not just like women at work or like women at comedy clubs. I more meant just everyone seems
and-
to be equally like as like manipulative or conniving. Like honestly, like what you're saying just like this is crazy. Me and Bobby have gotten in so many arguments, and there's times where like he said really mean things to me, and I'll be like, dude, you're being like a mean person. And I'm like, he's being a Regina George.
Yeah.
Like he's tapping into that.
He's the original Regina George. I think he wasn't like that in high school
Yeah.
because he couldn't. But now, at 50, it's like, oh, Regina is back.
At 50.
Yeah, at 50, it's like he's the cool mom,
Yeah.
He's Regina's mom.
Bobby did that to me once. He's like, "Oh, I love your shorts." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "No, those are hideous. Those are
Yeah,
fucking terrible."
Yeah, exactly.
But he'll tell you to your face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He won't be like, "Oh, it's good to see you, Carlos," and then you leave, and he's like, "Oh, his breath smelled horrible."
Well, you know what's so funny is I know that he does that. I know he
No, he
does.
tells you to your face.
No, but he also talks shit in the car when I leave to go do other things.
That's
I know
the
he
three-way
does.
call, He does that.
It's more fun for him to tell in front of you.
Yeah, which is very honorable and yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Usually
more
when
than
you leave, he'll be like, "God, I feel bad."
that. Yeah.
No, there was that one moment. I remember it was I forgot where we were. It was after on that Rochester run when I forgot my backpack in Rochester.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. His backpack with his laptop, $7,000 worth of jewelry. What else was in?
Not surprised.
Like credentials for the shows, like
Probably your passport.
yeah, like
His passport, yeah.
very important
He
stuff.
left it in another city.
Yeah, chargers, everything, and like Andrew had only driven away for like 15 seconds, and I already felt bad about having him come back. Hey, I think my backpack's in the car. In my head, I'm like, I don't even think it's in there. So I go and I just hear Bobby complaining about me from the car, going like, he's high all the time. What's going on with him? And then he drove off, and I was like, I know he's talking shit.
Yeah.
I just know.
Oh
it.
yeah, we talked about that for a while.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
Forgetting my backpack in a different
but that's
state.
a pretty big thing as a producer.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the man in charge. As the man in
While
charge.
you're like proving yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what...
So what you're saying is you'll be in the burn book. Thank you to our sponsor, Aura. And Carlos, what I've been telling you about, like protecting yourself from the cyber world, right? Like you are very careless with your computer. And
I'm always clicking on things.
right. I told you to use a VPN or, have some sort of like parental control on your computer.
You think I need parental control?
I think so.
I feel like I do need it for myself, but also, you know what you catch me doing all the time? Answering those spam calls.
Absolutely. So now we have something, Aura, which is all of these things combined into one, and it's the
love that
one
name.
thing that can protect you from all the online spammers and brokers that are selling your information outside. So have you ever Googled yourself? Well, obviously. And you were
I didn't answer.
Yeah. And you were shocked to see some of your personal information. Sometimes your address is online.
Oh my gosh, I have my address from 12 years ago when I first moved to LA.
Right.
It's insane. Don't knock on that door.
So with Aura, that won't be happening anymore.
Thank God.
And so you guys, that data brokers are making a fortune just selling your information to robocallers and spammers and other people who want to have your information, to profit from it. So now with Aura, you have all this protection in one place, and because these brokers are legally bound to stop, selling your information if they get the message. The problem is they make it very, very difficult to get the message. So now Aura does that for you. You just you hire Aura, and then
you know what? They also do so much more to protect you and your family from online threats you can't even see. It's really easy to set up, so you don't have to download several different apps to get things like parental controls, antivirus, VPN, password management, identity theft insurance, and so much more. You get everything at one affordable price.
Right. So let Aura do the hard work for you of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with a peace of mind.
That's so nice. You can either let people continue to exploit and profit off of your private information, or you can go to aura.com/SOSVHS to start your 2-week free trial, also linked below in the description. Andres, I have football fever.
I know. And it's contagious.
Yeah, I told you like 3 things about the NFL season. I told you about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Right, which was the thing that I clogged the most.
But and you're like, I have to bet on the Kansas City Chiefs now.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. If you found a $100 bill on the ground, you wouldn't walk past it.
Of course not.
So why are you passing up on cashing winners every weekend?
Right. And I'm so happy that MyBookie is sponsoring this show, because since I discovered it, I've been, cautiously playing.
Yeah.
And betting every day. And it's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's fun. MyBookie has the biggest online selection of odds and contests to fill all your sports betting needs anytime, anywhere, so you can turn that sports knowledge into cash in your wallet.
Bet on the NFL or play for a share of big cash prizes in the weekly blackjack tournaments.
Oh, I love blackjack.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so fun.
So fun. We're about to go to Vegas, so I'm so excited. But now, to be honest, a little less, because I can do my own Vegas every day.
1,000,000%. If you've been waiting for the right time to get in on the action, that time is now. Make your winning move today.
Guys, sign up for MyBookie. Use promo code SOS and claim your deposit match, redeemable up to $1,000.
Again, that's promo code SOS to claim your bonus. Experience the thrill of sports betting right from the comfort of your home.
Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. So, Carlos, tell them how they can use our promo code SOS.
Thanks to our sponsor, MyBookie. Visit mybookie.website/joinwithSOS and use code SOS for a cash bonus up to $200. Wow.
$100?
Oh, yeah. That's a one-time rollover with a $45 minimum deposit. But I'll say
actually, you are in my burn book.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll say this. I came through that night. Through that night.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
After a while.
I'm scared.
What is this burn book?
Well, this is... Let's see. My first page. Well, this is... Look, I made this burn book for Jessie to actually get her biggest burns to all the people in this.
Oh,
I'm writing the burns?
You are right. You're the funny one.
so that's a picture of Bobby.
Is he the fugly slut? No.
Fugly slut.
Bobby Lee loves hot dogs.
So I think I saw him making out with a hot dog once or twice.
Yeah. Maybe every other day.
Yes.
Are we doing more?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Carlos.
The one handsome picture of me.
What they were trying to write mean things.
What are the... Yeah, I want it to be mean. Get channel your Regina.
Jesus.
Fucks glory holes.
That would be bad.
I haven't seen anything. No lies so far.
That was 2 times.
Thanks, Skeleton. You were right.
Not lies.
Oh, I can't go after the Red King. I'll come back to that.
Pete.
Is this you?
Yeah, they chose the best picture.
Get him.
Oh my god, you made me do all of these.
You can do just a couple more. But you definitely.
What should we write for Andrew? Oh,
And remember, Andrew, I have nothing to do with this.
Controversial.
Andrew Santino dyes his hair.
Yes.
Die
Does he?
spelled like murder.
How do you spell it?
DYES.
Oh.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
That was good.
Very impressed
He's
with
gonna
that.
be pissed if he hears that though. He doesn't want people to know.
That's he? I thought his hair was like lush like mine.
No, that's
Yeah, it's a Hollywood
This
secret.
is like
Kalila George.
just
Yourself? Cheselnick?
there's so many in here. You guys have to do some.
Yeah, you guys got to join in.
yeah.
This
Trevor
is
Wallace.
crazy.
This is like
How many are
Eric?
I told you like a full year worth of high school burns in
Oh
there.
my god.
This will take her a while.
Yeah.
It's a
no.
full burn book.
I think that's fine. That's fine. I just wanted you to do Bobby and Andrew.
He's gonna hate this getting
Oh,
out.
gross.
Anthony Jeselnik donates to charity.
Oh,
Oh, that
yuck.
that is bad for his image.
He's
Yeah.
gonna hate that
I
getting
always
out.
feel like he eats babies.
This
you know?
can't get out. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
This is just for us.
This is just for us. Which girl do you identify more for real in the movie?
Gosh.
Lindsay, but I'm always main character.
Yes, because the,
Not
the
always,
main
but-
character. Yeah,
Character syndrome. Isn't that a thing now?
Probably. But
Yeah.
I get the
But were you a fish out of water, kind of like
Yeah.
like she is?
I moved a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. So you're even more like Lindsay.
yeah. And did you become popular? Did you become like the like
Well, I was
accepted?
the drum major.
I guess no. It's a subtle way to say no.
Mm-hmm.
But I had like I did have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And then but from moving school to school to school, it felt good to belong somewhere, you know.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I identify with her, but my favorite character is Amanda Seyfried's character.
so
What's her
good.
name in the movie?
Karen. I'm Karen.
Yeah, which makes sense. It's now that you say Karen makes sense, but I
don't think she would have became a Karen.
a Karen. No.
As
She's-
she got older. No.
I just thought like she nailed it, and I never seen her being as good as in this movie. I mean, I guess like her other characters are different, but this like
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah. Would you imagine like the dumb blonde perfectly executed?
She did so good.
She makes me laugh at every time she speaks, and she doesn't have a huge role, but because apparently she auditioned for the main character, and everybody
Yeah.
was very impressed with that. But then Tina Fey thought like she would do a good job like with like this character, and I thought it was awesome.
I used to see, what's the guy that she has a crush on in the movie? Lindsay Lohan? The guy from math class?
Yeah.
Aaron.
Samuels.
Yes.
Aaron Samuels?
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes.
used to see him a lot at my gym. And then I saw
Are
he
you
was
gonna write one?
openly gay. And he's like,
It's openly gay.
yeah, well, he's married. And he, there was like a show on MTV I watched last year about gay couples in West Hollywood. And he was like one of the couples. And so he's like been on a reality show. Oh, so Mean Girl to stop listening to me to write into your burn book.
I tuned out.
What were you saying? Anything interesting?
I'm Karen.
This will be
He thinks he's
God.
funny.
So that's a picture of George that says, and Lindsay wrote, or Katie wrote, he thinks he's funny. Ouch.
Ouch, George.
That's good.
Okay, I will stop here for now.
Okay.
It's hard to be
For
mean.
now.
For now, it's easy to be mean to George.
It's easy to be mean behind closed doors, but
Right.
you know, like after this airs, we'll really fill that book out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But people are so mean online.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that instinct of being maybe because I grew up a little bit before all the Twitter and all of that, of being, definitely people that you don't like, but like the idea of like constantly
trolling. Like,
yeah.
I think
doesn't
I
seem
had
as fun to me.
good parents that taught me to be nice.
Right.
Sometimes, like, I have mean thoughts. I'm
Yeah.
not, like, just have sweet thoughts, but I try to, like, I'm actively being nice, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. I remember when I was a kid and I was with my dad because my parents were just split, so I was at my dad's apartment, and my friend across the way, Megan, would always come over to play. And one day her younger brother came over. I was probably like 6 or 7. And he said, "Hey, can Jessie come out to play?" And I go, "Is Megan coming?" And he goes, "No, she's not here." And I said, "That's okay." And I shut the door in his face because I didn't think about his feelings.
Right.
I just was like, I'd rather hang out with Megan.
Interesting.
And then my dad was like,
You
that
can't
was
do-
really mean.
Yeah.
You should go play with that poor kid.
Yeah, I think good parents and like good teachers especially when you're growing up. I think the problem are key, because the problem now with the phones and all of that, the anonymity gives you that freedom of being really mean, and you put it out there and that's it. Usually, if that wasn't part of it, if you have to be brave enough to tell someone directly, most of that disappears immediately.
They never would. Somebody on my Instagram wrote something mean, and then other people jumped in, which
Right.
is what's been happening, and they'll like defend me, and then she got mad
Right.
and said, why are you guys attacking a stranger? But to me, I'm like, I'm also a stranger to you.
Yeah.
But because I'm like on this podcast, she thinks that she
This-
knows me, and
Parasocial relationships are real and they're weird.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they're all in
people
your mind.
think they know you.
Yeah.
Because they have this relationship with you, which is a strange one of seeing your character, or you're playing this person and they think that you are that person.
And they think that because I'm having a public image, I can be attacked, which I can. But
Right.
also, if they're on social media, they too have a public image. It's just not on as high of a platform as the one I'm on. So you can't.
Yeah,
You
I
can't,
remember Bert
mad at other
Kreischer
people.
telling this story. I don't remember him that someone in one of his shows starts calling him fat and fat fuck and all that, and he was having fun and he thought he was in with it.
Yeah.
And then he went back and attacked him back and in front of everybody, and then he said, "Why are you so mean to me?"
Yeah.
And it was like
Oh,
this
no.
idea of like not. He thought he was he was the biggest fan, but and it's weird. It's just a strange thing.
These are such
Yeah.
problems, though, of
Right.
only the plastics.
Yeah,
Only
it's a plastic problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
But do you care? Do you pay attention to these things? Do
Not
they
anymore.
affect you at all?
It did for a second, but as I was seeing it and learning it, and getting comfortable with it, but
Right.
now I don't read it.
Yeah.
And if something does slip through the cracks, it doesn't. Whatever. Like, people have the freedom to say whatever they want about me.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna keep doing the thing, and
Yeah.
it's art. So
Also, who knows
reaction?
if what they really feel about it is just like you are angry at a moment or whatever, you didn't like this, and I don't think it's real.
Oh my God, I am Regina George.
You are Regina.
Whoa.
But yeah, I feel like today's I don't know what the new version of the movie is, the musical that is coming out in a few weeks, but I imagine the social media has to be a part of it, the recordings, the
of course.
texting, the social media, because that's how now the bullying is a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not personal anymore. It's just like this, and it gets magnified. So I think people could be, if you're not properly trained, which I don't know how you train for this. Train in terms of like learn that like this is not real. This the virtual world is not. You don't have 635,000 friends. Those are not your friends. Or like that the people saying this, it doesn't really mean anything.
I think it's hard to tell like teenagers that though, because they feel the feelings, and like people only remember how that you make them feel.
Right. And
So it's like it
and
is
it's-
real to them.
and when you get such a high because whatever someone says something nice, then you're gonna get such a low when someone it's
Yeah.
both ways. Or if you
You can't let it affect you either way.
either way,
Yeah.
because I don't think it's real.
No,
And
because I mean,
nobody lives their real lives online. The only you select and edit and put whatever you want to put there.
And most people who like meet each other and have successful relationships still meet in the workplace primarily, or they meet out at restaurants. Yeah. It's never dating apps. Like dating apps do have success rates, but they're not as high as like their commercials make you think.
Right. But yeah, I feel like the high school experience from the movie is like, okay, yeah, people can be mean or whatever, but it doesn't feel that bad that you can escape, at least from this movie. The context is like, yeah, some people are a little meaner, some people like, but it's not to the level that today is just insanity.
No.
Did you guys meet any cool moms like Regina's mom? Did any of your friends have a mom like that?
No, thank God.
I think mine was the mom.
Your mom was the cool mom.
God, then.
She wouldn't let us drink like that. She wasn't quite like that, but I remember her letting me throw like wild parties. Like the cops would come.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm scared that I could be a cool dad like that, in the sense of like, the idea of like, you want to be in with the kids. You're not really a parent. You want to be a best friend, and you want to be,
want to be
and cool. No, I don't want to be that, but I feel like that's a fear of like being perceived as, oh, he's just trying too hard to be cool, you know?
Yeah.
Or
as you're wearing the wig.
as I'm wearing the wig, you know, when their friends come home. Yeah. And the embarrassing dad, or the embarrassing, because that,
play SOS VHS
yes.
in like 15 years when she comes home.
Because I think Amy Poehler, like she's like is perfect in this, and she's really funny. But at the same time, it's like, wait a second, those parents might exist. I never seen one, like, when I was in high school. Do. But it's like so embarrassing. That they don't want to grow up. They want to keep young, or whatever.
I feel like it's you see that a lot here too in LA.
I bet.
Yeah. You see a lot of parents who dress super young. Like I even like on the way home, part of my route is like, I have to go by like a school. Yeah. Sorry guys. Yeah. I have to go by that.
They let you?
But I see the parents, I'm like, that mom's hot. That mom's hot. That mom's hot.
Right.
Dad's really handsome. Like, I'll be like, these guys, everyone looks cool.
Yeah. LA does attract certain types. And then I feel like if you don't feel a part of it a lot, that's why there's a lot of plastic surgery around. And I think that it's very, very, very LA center.
Yeah.
I think entertainment industry, I think it's very cruel. Like the idea of like being cast as a young woman as this, and then suddenly you hit a certain age and you only get these roles of a mom and then the grandma. So I and that's your career and your life. So I feel like why people want to keep super young forever.
Of course.
But it is sometimes like you see it's like trying too hard.
I like how our Mean Girls movie talk is just all about like plastic.
LA plastic.
In real life though, like
yes,
the philosophy of being plastic.
Because like I think none of us had a really Mean Girl high school environment like the one in the movie.
Yeah, we talked about this with Scream too. We just didn't go to schools like that.
Schools,
like the school from Boy Meets World or something.
Right.
Like, what is this place?
Which I wouldn't have mind. I don't know, in which table they would let me sit in that high school,
Yeah.
So funny.
But definitely, it's one of those things that is, I can see the stereotypes of like, oh, this seems like a cool place to be.
I would have been with the art freaks.
Probably the art freaks would be my jam too.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
Yeah, but would I want to be in the plastics or with like or the the equivalent of the boys? Which
would you secretly? You're like, I wish I was over there.
I wish I would sit with Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's funny. Like fame is such a weird thing because it's like the popularity in high school is just to be like admired.
Yeah.
But I feel like for me it's to sell tickets. So if I like have this following and now you actually see people coming out on the road and it's a business.
It's because it's your career needs you chose a career where you need the popularity.
You need it, and I think once I started like really realizing this is a business now.
Yeah.
It's easier to like separate from the thing.
It's not you personally. It's not about.
And it doesn't hurt if people say things mean, and it feels good when people say nice things, but it's not gonna like affect my ego. I work at it not affecting
Right.
like who I am. So that's a good way for me to like separate it.
That's the healthier version, because you do need an audience. If not, a performer without an audience cannot exist.
It's a crazy person.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're just where I was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy how
before.
fast could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
not working. Yeah.
I feel like fame is something that I always thought I see it as horrible, mostly because I've always worked with people that were very well known, and seeing the effects of it, I don't like it. When it goes well, even when it goes well, you see the need for that attention, because it becomes a live.
Yeah, but you gotta like it a little bit. Look where we are.
Right.
This is a Fancy's podcast.
This is Fancy's World.
Welcome to Fancy's World.
But to be honest, I mean, my ideal versions of this podcast would be that the podcast is super popular, and that someone with more of a more charismatic, like a bigger personality would sit here, and I could do the behind the scenes, if that makes sense.
No way.
Yeah.
Don't ever leave us.
No, we
I
tried actually.
I love making movies. That's, I think, the thing that I like the most. And I love working with big actors, and I think they're amazing. But then, like, being friends with them as a part of my life, I don't like it, because they require so much attention, and it's so much work.
Yeah.
And they're amazing when having them on set and all of that. But yeah, I think I love the entertainment world. I love being a part of it, but I never wanted to be on this side of the cameras.
I like it.
Yeah, I know. Of course, and you have to like it, because if not, how are you gonna perform?
Yeah.
Although I know a lot of actors that are very shy in real life, and that they don't really enjoy as much. They, like going in the streets and meeting people, all that, they don't like that. But then when they get in front of the camera, they just bloom.
It makes you a better person, hopefully. Like for me, I don't always make the best decisions, but I think about it more than I think I would if I didn't think about other people knowing who I was.
Because it'll.
But everybody should be thinking about that, because even how many videos do you see online of somebody freaking out, and then someone films it and they are anonymous?
It's like a little Big Brother world that we live in.
Yeah.
So you always have to.
And then they get fired from their job, or who knows. So you should always be on your best behavior in public.
Yeah. It is
That's
true.
very true.
It's true.
We travel a lot, so it's like you always want to be on your best behavior at a damn airport.
Yeah, I think a lot of so for example, the mean girls in the movie, I think they're mean, but obviously the Amanda Seyfried is different. She I don't think she's very aware of anything, so she's she's not really mean. She just is with them.
Yeah.
But the other ones, I feel they're so insecure.
Are they just products of the tough world they're in? Are they just totally innocent?
I think
they are.
They are so insecure to me that they come off as that. They want to make sure that they are not. They want to belong somewhere. So this is.
So they force their way into somewhere.
Right. If this Regina is the thing, then I'm gonna go all in with her, because then I belong somewhere.
Yeah.
I think when you get the thing, whatever that is, and in her case is the popularity, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody threatens that, it's like her whole identity is being the most popular.
Right.
So then somebody challenges her identity, and so I guess that is insecurity.
Yeah.
She's just threatened by it.
Yeah.
When I don't like someone, I used to, I've been thinking this for years now, but I'm when I don't like someone, it's because they're exactly like me. And as a result, I should love them so I can love myself right after. And I can and I always see that, and I'm have I been doing this my whole life? Is everyone around me also doing this? So ever since I unlocked that in therapy, basically, I've had a lot smoother of a time. I don't.
With people, just like people in general more.
Yeah. If I don't rub the right way with someone, I'm oh, you're just kind of you're reminding me of myself, and I'm threatened because I want to be the only me in this tribe. I'm okay, I'm going to let go of this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been burned so bad by a friend or an ex that you went like Lizzie Kaplan with it, where you try to get back at them somehow? You know, like foot cream on the face, you know, try to make them gain weight, but some sort of thing to get back at them because you were burned so bad.
I feel like I've been burnt before, but I've never been like a psychopath.
No.
Vindictive. You're just a psychopath as a regular.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I do follow some rules in society where I'm not.
I tried to hit my ex-girlfriend's car in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh, Pete.
Because it was my first girlfriend, I didn't know how to handle it. And then my friend stopped me.
That is so funny.
Because she was a bitch. So
that is so.
And then he like stopped me. He's like, "You can't do this." Like, I'm just gonna damage the bumper a little bit.
You did it?
I did not do it. No, no, he's not. But he's like, he had to grab the wheel.
I threw a smoothie on a car once because I was in a parking garage and I was in the crosswalk and they almost hit me and then they honked really loud at me in the garage. So it was like super loud. And then we're like just staring at him and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I walked away and they sped off. And then I found where they parked and I threw a whole smoothie on their windshield.
Oh, we're counting stuff like that?
We're counting What did you do?
I threw a cup full of dip spit inside of a car in traffic once. Like they
we're counting things like this. I mean, this is not. I guess you weren't burned. You were just having road rage.
Road rage.
Yeah, we got to do trust falls now.
If I was doing Fancy would do them all, but there'd be one as a joke where he wouldn't do it.
I think I've always, before I knew improv existed, I got that little yes and self-deprecating sense of humor, so things wouldn't affect me as much and I could play well.
So how do you develop that though? Like what happened in Spain where it made you so mad, you know?
Nothing. I think I always was scared of public humiliation.
Yeah.
And I think I developed that mechanism, self-defense mechanism. So nobody, never show that I was hurt. And kind of play with it. So I would deflect. And then if they see that they couldn't hurt me, then they wouldn't try it.
Yeah, being around that kind of stuff is so normal to me. My parents are smart asses. All everything in my life was always kind of mean underlying sense of humor. So where we work, nothing it can affect you briefly, but it's all good.
Yeah. I think I told the story a couple of times, but the first time I met Bobby, he took his pants off.
Oh yeah.
He started smoking and got so close to me. And I had the instinct to say, look, my instinct says run, but I know that this person will have that against me and will go and know that makes me uncomfortable. So it's going to be every single time after that. So I decided to play it cool and that deactivated that, he never did it again.
That's so funny.
So, but yes, I feel like sometimes. But no, I never was super vindictive. I don't think I've ever done anything.
The world of stand-up comedy is you have to have thick skin because jabbing is love. That's a great way of saying it. Yeah, it is. That's the way I think people show love and stand-up is kind of making fun of each other. If you're not doing that, that person probably has a problem with you. But then you have to be careful.
Or you're not important enough to be jabbed. You know?
Yeah. They don't know how close you are if they can. But it's all just play. But you have to be careful because then sometimes I might, come and make fun of somebody who's not a comedian. And then they're just you're being really mean. Yeah, Bobby and Andrew said that a few times that sometimes they take that mentality to normal world and then people do not react the same way. No. Because they're not in that environment 24/7. Context matters. Yeah. Context matters. It's crazy. I got in trouble though. When in school, I remember when I was in band and we sat in a circle, and the instructor said, he was in the middle, and he said something this is nice because I can turn my back to the trumpets, and then everybody laughed because he was making fun of the trumpets. Right. And then I got quiet and I go, well, I like it too because I don't have to see your face. And then everyone laughed, and then he kicked me out. Right. And I'd been kicked out of a lot of classrooms for crossing the line, and that's I think where I learned that context matters because all right, he's the teacher. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm the student. I got to know my time and place.
But
What's your guys' favorite side character in Mean Girls?
Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Tim Meadows makes the movie for me.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
He's got all the best lines. I don't know what
I
every
think
line that he says in that movie.
he's in the musical too.
Oh, he is? He was on Broadway?
I think in the musical in the movie.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
I think Tina Fey is also in the movie.
That's going to be so
Nice.
good.
The new one.
I can't wait. Because there is a Mean Girls 2.
There is a Mean Girls 2 straight to DVD
Yeah.
type of thing.
It's the IP, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, because it's largely, I mean, it's based on a book in the terms of like the context, but Tina Fey wrote it about her own. I mean, the book that is based on is a non-fiction book,
Okay.
and then she took the book and her own experiences. I think it's a great script.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
There's something that Tim Meadows did that I didn't catch the first time. It's when Tina Fey has her shirt up,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And she and Katie just like bumped into her and her shirt's all wet, and he's like, "Oh, maybe sometime we can like get together or whatever." And she's like, "Can we do this when my shirt's not all wet and see through?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then he does this.
He looks down. Yeah. Immediately.
That little subtlety is like,
So
well, those comedic actors
no,
like
he has so
given that
many.
that
I think those SNL characters, like you feel that energy for like, it's like when he's talking to the girls, they're like, okay, tell me about your problems, and the first one starts talking, said something about her period. Okay, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
I can do this, and it's like the timing is so
So
perfect.
good.
yeah the
Panic
I will
Gas
keep
Tire.
you here all night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't keep them here past 4. I will keep you here till 4.
Exactly. And I mean, that's a great, I think it's a script thing, but it's
Yeah.
also the delivery is so good. And I think
Hell
they
yeah.
made a good choice of like regular actors and comedians, like,
Mhm.
yeah,
because I think they're all funny, and not because they were comedians, it's just the script is funny. But I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
they having someone to time you with a joke is cool.
Yeah.
In the scene.
And I love that trope of her giving the speech at the end, but he constantly interrupts her,
Yeah.
where he's like, no, a speech is not required.
Yeah.
And then he interrupts her. Most people just take the crown and leave.
Yeah.
I love that because I think more than his character, I think that is a script thing that you're expecting. You have seen so many high school things. You
Yeah,
think this
of
is gonna
course.
be the triumph moment, and it's like it's just subverting that.
yeah,
Yeah. Which is nice.
It's so yeah. I think it's one of those movies that I don't know. I wasn't expecting much of it
Hmm.
when I saw it for the first time, and I saw it. I didn't see it in theaters. This is one of those movies that for some reason slip through the cracks. Comedies don't translate that well overseas.
Hmm.
It's one of those things that if it's not super broad, if it's language based, it's so difficult to translate.
oh, it makes sense. Yeah,
So, it's like all the Adam Sandler, all of that stuff is
Yeah.
very difficult to.
You would have
watch
been in
in
Spain
different-
in 03.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still there, but when I moved to the US and saw it, I was like, look, what a cool comedy that reflects all of this stuff. And I don't know, I thought it's very smart. I always liked Tina Fey. I think she was
Of course.
it's the type of comedy I wish I could write, and like her SNL sketches were great always, and
She's a brilliant writer.
Yeah.
She really is. She gets it.
the
There's some
30
people that
Rock
get it.
thing that she
I
created,
love
right?
30
Like
Rock.
she's
Yeah, there's like
just-
the cutaways at the beginning of this movie where it cuts to, like the religious kids and stuff. That's very like 30 Rock, Family Guy. Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, of course.
That intro is like with the the if you were homeschooled, you're either
Exactly.
a weirdo or a religious freak and all that. That's
Yeah.
so funny. And it has that sketch sense of like,
Exactly.
okay,
Even when Tina Fey is meeting Lizzie Kaplan, I'm forgetting her character name, but they're like, oh,
Janice.
hey, what's Janice, right? Oh, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, Mrs. So-and-so, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, I'm here with my boyfriend. And it's that old weird dude in the back, like, kidding,
Yeah.
making a joke.
That was so.
Even that just like...
It's because they're just adding
funny.
jokes. Like,
Yeah.
it's punched up a bunch.
yeah, and I
Make
think
sure
like,
there's
but
always
when she did the Golden Globes or whatever, like I think there is a elegance to the comedy that it doesn't have to be mean to land the joke.
Yeah.
I love the Ricky Gervais ones too, and
Of course.
that's a great. But I prefer this kind of
Mm-hmm.
like a little more elegant way of doing the jokes, and
Yeah.
like to get to people in a without having to be mean.
Yeah.
And I think she has that. I think she mentioned that when she was first pitching jokes for SNL, that nobody laughed because they were all guys.
Yeah.
And then slowly they start putting more women, and then those jokes started getting more laughs, and say, there is a different sensibility here, and then things start evolving. Which I think she was the first woman who was the
head writer.
Head writer.
Yeah, because she was the co-lead or co-anchor on Weekend Update.
Right.
Yeah, she led a huge movement. That's why I felt inspired to get into to keep pursuing comedy. I had a teacher in high school who was like, "You can do it." Like, it was her and Amy Poehler, and like this huge movement in around 2008 for like women in comedy.
Yeah.
And I remember her husband, did he do the music for this?
He did the music for the musical that is coming.
He did. So I did this short film with a bunch of people, but the composer is my buddy Michael Markowski, and he made this beautiful music for this comedy short film I made in school. And he was in New York and I was in Arizona, but he had this seminar where they played the short films in front of famous composers, and one of them was her husband.
Oh, that's
and so
cool.
I remember waking up one morning and he told me, "Hey, Tina Fey's husband watched your movie."
That's so
awesome.
cool.
That's cool.
Yay.
It was really cool. But his music's great, and they're such a powerful team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the producer of the movie is the SNL producer.
Oh,
Michaels.
Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels, yeah.
So it became like kind of an SNL type of thing.
Yeah. One of the good like movies he's produced too.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be in New York only?
The what?
Or is the musical coming out as a movie?
So the musical has been a Broadway show
That's
for
what I
a
thought.
while, but
Okay.
now they made it into a movie. So the movie is like basically Mean Girls, the musical.
When will that come out?
I think it comes in a couple
2024.
Yeah.
To theaters
January. Yeah,
only?
theaters.
I'm excited about that. I did
Yeah.
not know they were making that. So
Yeah,
awesome.
and I think the trailer just dropped off, and it's like,
Yeah, I didn't even
see,
watch
like,
it.
It's like them singing songs, but it's
Yeah.
the same. I mean, the same idea. A little.
It's gonna be so
modernized.
funny.
I hope we get a Kevin G song.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I like
Oh.
Kevin
Oh,
G in
Kenny
that.
G is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. I mean, I think it just plays the whole tropes, like the math lab kids and the.
Yeah, they do it so well.
It's when he starts rapping, I think it's so funny and it's like out of character, but then it's like, no, everybody was cool. I mean, every group could be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone's silly and like cool in their own way.
Right. And I think they were able to capture all of that in a good way, because at the end of the day, you do like Regina, you like all of the girls. Nobody comes out as like, oh, it's just soulless. You can understand their perspective on each character, and
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I had a friend like Kevin G that was like
Yeah.
kind of nerdy, but then would love hip hop and rap. Like I was like, these are supposed to be comedic characters, but also real somehow.
Oh yeah, they're very realistic.
I feel like, I mean, she was saying that she used all the names from her high school friends.
Wow.
Oh,
And
that's
a lot of like inspired stories like comedians do, like they take a little bit of reality and
course.
then
of
make
course.
it going from there and make it bigger. But
I think it's a great metaphor too of like how things operate on a hierarchy, and then
yes,
you can live in a world without the hierarchy though,
yeah,
where like everyone can just coexist. But I mean, doesn't the movie end with they see the new hierarchy emerging?
right, in a way, like it's classic in the sense that there is always a queen, and then the new person who threatens the status quo, who could be a new queen.
I like that Gretchen Wieners is speaking like Vietnamese. It's like she's at
Oh,
she's
yeah.
with the
Oh yeah,
Asian-
so
How
fun.
they all made their new lives after
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah, once you don't care about, like, once you just realize, like, hopefully you already realize everybody has their own worth,
Yeah.
nobody's better than anyone else, like, we're all here,
Yeah.
so I think then you can really start living your life the way you want to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
It's just difficult
she's
to
completely
get
different at the end.
right, but it's difficult to get to that point, I think, in your life, because it's like you care so much what people think about you. That's what this social media is so crucial in there. You're
But I think people like authenticity.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you create from a place of honesty, it seems to be respected well.
It seems to last longer too. To just
Yeah.
be yourself completely. It's funny, it's like you see like the new like hierarchy coming at the end of the movie, and it's like they just went through this whole process of learning how to like live their life and live in peace.
right.
But like human nature will be that
Next.
like
Yeah.
That's all in your mind and for you to discover, but like it's never going away,
Right.
which is like very fascinating.
I mean, there is this saying that I always thought is wrong, that people are born nice, you know, like that kids are not bad, that they learn that stuff. I think it's the opposite.
I do
think,
too.
Yeah.
I think people are terrible, and then there are rules that make you like, wait a second, no, it's not okay to take Tommy's whatever toys, or to, you know, whatever, punch this other kid or whatever. It's not okay. So you're learning those boundaries early,
Yeah.
and you become nice, because if not, it's like
But now
the
they're
lay
just
of the
like
jungle.
dogs or something.
Right.
Like curse everyone out that walks by them. They hate everything because they're afraid of everything.
That's like Regina George. She has the master bedroom.
Right.
The biggest room.
Right.
I call it. But her parents give her the room they would have.
Right.
And so she just
She
grew
was
up
able to
spoiled.
she's
Yeah.
completely spoiled. I think like parents are key in this. Do you guys watch movies with your parents today?
Yeah, when I'm there. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched The Witch with my mom. Remember that with
Taylor something.
the director is
Yeah, he did The Northman.
The
Oh,
Northman,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
really good.
We're already on other movies.
Oh, but I know, but this is a movie pod. We can't help ourselves. We're such nerds. We're art freaks. We're at the table. This is the art freak table over here.
I saw Strays with my mom, with the one with the talking dogs.
It's terrible.
It's so sexual.
It's
like all
terrible.
the
I thought it was gonna be so funny having
did
Will
too.
Ferrell and
Yeah.
and
I wanted to watch it. My dog kept growling at the TV.
I stopped.
Real.
I
we went
stopped.
to theaters and so we had to stay the whole time. It was just like really raunchy sexual humor, and my mom
Yeah.
and I were just like,
The latest movies by comedians. That's what I want, more Tina Fey kind
Yeah.
of like content. Having all terrible.
Oh, I agree.
Terrible. I was like,
The Fool's Paradise is really good, and Santino's in it.
Wait, what's full?
It's Charlie Day's movie.
Oh, it's
Oh.
good.
Have you seen it?
It's on Hulu
I
right
feel like
now.
you
I
would
haven't
love it.
It looks
Fool's
good.
Paradise,
I mean,
but
I
have to check
didn't
it
think
out.
it would be though.
It's about the industry.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That.
And
about-
it starts with Andrew, which is like,
Okay.
what?
Oh, that's.
I
Funny.
didn't even know he was in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a great actor. I think he needs an opportunity to showcase more his muscles.
It's a small scene, like right at the front, but there's
Yeah.
so many cameos throughout the movie, and he opens
Right.
it really strong, and it's cool.
Yeah, but usually I just like, okay, if you're a podcaster, doesn't mean you can act.
True.
Sorry,
Even
guys.
like, well, I was even gonna say,
What's the
there's that new
Makoto
movie coming out with Please Don't Destroy. The
Oh, I
SNL
love those guys.
Yeah,
Conan O'Brien.
Those guys are so funny.
Yeah, they are so funny.
that's
but like,
good. I haven't checked.
I mean,
it out.
look, it looks like the bottoms of Turtle Island or something
Okay.
weirdly, but like,
yeah,
I'm like, so are each of the 10 people that will watch this movie gonna like donate $10 million per ticket or something?
right.
So it like looks like this big Hollywood movie, and I'm like, but won't more people watch Bad Friends like next week?
Yeah,
And that, like,
it's
fucks
a
me
weird.
up.
It's a weird time. I
Yeah.
think where we're like we have an audience on that.
Because I
show
bet
that
it's
is-
gonna be good.
So to wrap it up, if
Yeah.
people haven't seen Mean Girls, why should they see it, Andres?
Okay, for me, it's just funny, clever, really well acted. You'll see a kaleidoscope of actors that are all super famous today that were in, breakthrough roles for a lot of them. I think it's also sweet and has some sort of like, when you peel the onion, you get a great message without being preachy.
Mm-hmm.
And you have such a good time. I could watch this movie again and again and always find the laughs in it, and the characters are great. Yeah, I think, and also it's not a Christmas movie, but it's in the spirit of Christmas, so I think it's a great time to watch something
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, you're right. And they have that whole Christmas scene.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a great
that's-
answer. I think you summed it up perfectly.
And
Yeah.
since this is coming out around Christmas, jingle bell, jingle bell,
I think
jingle
Jessie
bell
should
rock.
do the dance.
I'll play the piano. Where's my trumpet?
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I
that is a
am
good one.
beautiful.
I love that choreography.
Yeah.
I think it's so silly and so funny at the
Yeah.
same time. I think like I don't know how Tina went to her high school, but I think those characters I feel so real and so,
Even the physical gag where it's skipping and then Gretchen Wieners tries to go and play it and she kicks it into her boyfriend's head.
I like when
totally.
when-
so funny.
when she's the mom is in the crowd mouthing
Oh,
words.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite part.
And I think that moment is like, okay, that's the woman, I don't want to be ever like that when I'm older, because she.
Are you afraid of becoming like that?
I could see you maybe if your kid was in a play.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, you're like this.
I'm in the cool group now with all these people that we work with, and it's like, and they're older, acting like kids, so I don't want to do that outside of work,
Yeah.
He's mouthing, "You can't handle the truth."
Right? Exactly. And but yeah, my favorite moment though is when in that cafeteria when they cut to that moment where like she imagines us. The whole class as the jungle animals and everybody. I think that's funny, but it's so also like a visual representation of how everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what about you guys? What do you guys think people should watch this movie?
You just said everything.
Yeah. You did it. You did it great. Yeah.
What else is there to say?
Okay.
Yeah. Sass.
The art department's great. Script supervisor did a wonderful job.
They did. Continuity works perfectly.
Yeah.
Yep. AD kept everyone on track. Yep.
There's so many reasons. Carlos?
So yeah, it's October 3rd.
Yeah. No. Fancy said it great.
All right. Okay, well, Jessie, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Always so fun hanging with you girls.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and let's make fetch happen. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.